Hey, peace, world. Look, I ain't gonna stay on here too long. I'm at the hospital with my mom, who's having a procedure this morning, and they just took her back. So I'm not really gonna talk to or respond to any of the any chats that might come through. Um, but I just had to follow up on some inconsistencies that I see, um, and that I struggle with when it comes to all the fan business talk. And I'm in the hospital, that's why I gotta have a face mask on. Otherwise, I would take it off. But so hopefully I'm not too mumbled or muffled. But so looking at, I responded to a brother last night on the Brian Custer video where he talked to Bud Crawford, just the interview, and I'm just struggling with this constant top rank doesn't know how to promote Bud Crawford, or they don't do enough to promote Bud Crawford. And I'm just like, I'm looking for real reasons why somebody would say that. What's your belief in that? What's your proof of that? What's the evidence of that? Um, and I'm good with Bud, who just seems to be in a place like the hell with it. It doesn't matter what I do, you know. It just is what it is at this point. But so let's look back at his last fight against Aegis Kabalauskas, Mean Machine. Um, it's in New York City. It's in Madison Square Garden, and as soon as the card is put out, and Teofimo Lopez versus Richard Comey is the co-main event, you get on social media, and it's cats talking about they're trying to allow Teofimo Lopez to take Bud's shine. They want Teofimo Lopez to be a bigger star than Bud Crawford. Now, we're talking about promotion. We're talking about promoting and putting together a successful event. Maybe Top Rank understands we got a questionable opponent in Aegis Kabalauskas. So we're going to put the best lineup of fights around Bud Crawford to make the event successful, to make the event look good. So how is it that they're trying to make Teofimo Lopez look bigger than Bud? It's a team thing here. It's for the promotional company. And that's the thing, like fans watch this stuff and they only care about one fight and they only care about one fighter. But if I'm Top Rank, I have a roster of talent that I have to manage all at one time. And there's going to be some losses with this dude, there's going to be some wins with this dude, there's going to be real wins with this dude. Then I got these prospects over here that I got to lose some money on them until they can make some money. But fans look at one person and one fight that they want. But anyway, getting to that event, they have Teofimo Lopez on there. They have Mick Conlon on there, another one of their guys that does well in the New York City market because of Irish people. They have Edgar Berlanger on there, a Puerto Rican from Brooklyn, I believe. He's on there. They have Josue Vargas, who's from Brooklyn, I believe, or the Bronx. He's on there. So we're bringing this dude to New York City to have a successful event. His name is on the marquee, and we've put everything around that. How are they not promoting him? Now let's look at the upcoming Spence and Danny Garcia fight. The chief support for that fight, the chief support bout, is Sebastian Fundora against Kota. I don't even know Kota's first. I don't remember his first name. And I'm not even trying to knock the PBC here. I'm just using this as an example. But Sebastian Fundora, who has he's done nothing at super welterweight. And he's nowhere near being put in against Jermell Charlo. But that's your co-main event for a pay-per-view that's going to be $75. So how is Spence being promoted so great? And that's the co-main event that they give him for his comeback fight against Danny Garcia. How is that great promotion? To me, that seems like, here's what the hell you get. Give us our $75 and shut the F up. Here's the fight. Check out Spence and Danny Garcia. That's what you get. Then they got Josecito Lopez on there. How is that great marketing for Spence? How is that great value to the audience? I don't get it. So then, this next part of the discussion, this isn't a response to my man in case Latoris Harrison jumps on here, who used to do the Standing 8 podcast. How you doing? This isn't really a comment to him, but the thinking is that ESPN doesn't promote Bud Crawford. They don't in comparison to a Lomachenko. Somebody please tell me the difference. Don't tell me what you think or what you feel. What is the difference? It's not strategic. Again, I had this mask on my face because I'm at a hospital with my mother. They're doing a procedure on her this morning, so that's why I'm in the hospital. I gotta have this on my face. I'm just burning some time while they're back there prepping her for her procedure. But what specifically is different about how the fight is being handled for Lomachenko and Lopez? Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez, and now Bud Crawford and Kell Brook. What's different in the lead up? Are you sitting around counting the number of commercials that they ran for Lomachenko? Are the commercials for Bud Crawford, are they like not as dramatic? Is the music not as loud? Is the statements about his greatness, are they not equal? Like, what is being done that's so bad about how Top Rank and ESPN are handling Bud? Now, is Joe Tessitore's love towards Lomachenko more outpouring and more overflowing? Maybe. But to balance that out, along the whole way, the last year or two, Tim Bradley and Andre Ward have sat there and said who their number one pound for pound guy is. So if Joe Tessitore wanted to rock with Lomachenko, that's his own, that's what he wants to do. But again, what's going on right now that they made the two-part, the Blood, Sweat, and Tears shoulder programming for Lomachenko. He had to split that with Lopez because both guys were in-house. Both guys are under the Top Rank banner. So they split it in two, gave you two 30-minute shows. Bud Crawford gets his own special, Relentless. I still haven't had a chance to check it out. They did the Relentless thing. And I made a video about this. Like, Lomachenko didn't even promote the fight until they did the Blood, Sweat, and Tears shoulder programming things. He didn't even do anything. But we get to fight week. Bud Crawford has been on ESPN. Kell Brook has been on ESPN. They call it a car wash. They run you through all of the shows that they have, and they bring you on there and ask everybody, ask the two guys the same questions. So what's the problem? I mean, what's the difference? Like I said, were the Lomachenko commercials, were they bigger? Were they longer? Were they extended commercials? Was the music more dramatic? Was there more production value to the Lomachenko advertisements? What's the difference? I'm talking to this same guy on the Brian Custer video. This is what kills me with the fan criticism and the fans run the business, let me make the calls. You just sit back and armchair promote. What is any of this stuff based on? This is, I seriously, I'm just trying to understand. I'm not telling you that I know any better, but to sit here and think that the people at Top Rank don't know what the hell they're doing. I mean, there gets to a certain point where you have all the information. You have the TV numbers, you have the live gate numbers, you have what you paid these guys, you have what you paid for promotion. You had all you know all the money that you invested in the event, and afterwards you have the results of your efforts. And you look at those things, and then you make a determination that, hey, we can increase this, we can improve this. They look at this stuff. There's only so much that can be done for Terence Crawford or for any fighter. But to sit here and think that they would invest money in a particular fighter and not try to maximize that is absolutely, I'm blown away that's the perspective that you can have on how they operate their business. That we're gonna try to limit the return on our investment. We're going to intentionally limit what we're gonna get back from putting all of these resources into a particular fighter. Same thing with Mayweather, with Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis. You listen to some of the criticism from fans there. Mayweather doesn't want Gervonta Davis to be bigger than him. I'm sorry, like Mayweather Promotions, this is our guy. We're going to do everything within reason to maximize what he can do, because if he wins, we win. So now, like I said, if they don't want to go out there and pay certain opponents for Gervonta Davis, which they stepped it up here with Leo Santa Cruz, but again, the people behind the scenes look at the people that the organizers of these events, they look at how much money they got invested, and they look at the results of that, and they look at the possibilities of what's next, and they move accordingly. But to just sit here and think that Floyd is going to intentionally put up 500,000, just to keep it simple, to only make back 200,000. I mean, that just makes no sense. I mean, it just makes no sense. Speaking on, like I said, with Kell Brook, or speaking on Terence Crawford, what I was arguing with this brother, it really wasn't even an argument, but this notion that he's not that Terence Crawford is not promoted properly. Part of the promotion, I mean, this isn't a genius statement, but part of the promotion is the opponent that you bring in for the event. A large part of the promotion is the money that you have to pay that individual. So here it is again, Top Rank has went out and overpaid, in all likelihood, they've overpaid for Kell Brook because they have to deliver a certain level of opponent for their promotion that's headlined by their guy, Terence Crawford. Kell Brook might not be the guy that we want, but he's damn near the best guy available that they can get. So, again, how is Top Rank not promoting Bud Crawford properly if out of the 5 guys that they could go get, they go get the best guy possible to make the event, to make a fight. We know that they overpaid for Amir Khan. That blew up in their face. The event was panned. The fight itself was terrible. I didn't buy the pay-per-view. I still haven't even watched that fight. I saw the replay. I caught the replay on last week a couple times. I didn't even watch it. But they did the best that they could do. It blew up in their face. And they rolled on. So that's what I'm saying. Moving to the next thing, if Bud Crawford is to move on from Top Rank, at some point in time, it becomes the best move for all parties. Like, you're too expensive for us. We can't do anything more for you because of the nature of the business. We tried to do the best by you. It's been a limited return on that for both parties. And so if you want to leave, you can leave. No hard feelings. That's like right now to see Canelo Alvarez is possibly going to be back on DAZN. I quietly thought there was a possibility of that because I thought the major thing in that situation with the mediation results last week was that Canelo wanted to move on from Golden Boy and from Oscar De La Hoya more than he wanted to split from DAZN. I thought that was a possibility. But the thing is, to clap and applaud and celebrate that he could have possibly been moving on to do business with Al Heyman, and that's still possible. But to applaud the fact that he might be moving on to do business with the PBC, that was gonna require some things. And then the whole time here, the fact is that Canelo Promotions is what's becoming a major player. But Eddie Hearn and Canelo Promotions already have a relationship. If you weren't hating Eddie Hearn just because he's Eddie Hearn, there's already a relationship there because Canelo Promotions, Julio Cesar Martinez, has a deal, a co-promotion or a joint deal with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. So to sit here and clap last week because they tried to hammer things out between DAZN, Canelo, and Golden Boy, and to get all giddy about that, that means nothing. They did what they did. They came to the conclusion that they came to because they needed to part ways. Because Canelo wanted to part ways. He should want to part ways at this stage. He is bigger than boxing in some regards. His name is his name. So he should want to move how only he can move. Now, at the end of the day, though, in terms of your next business move, you look around and see who you have the best relationships with. And like I said, Canelo Promotions had already entrusted the handling of Julio Cesar Martinez to Eddie Hearn. So it only makes sense that, as they're trying to put together their next move, you put in a call to Eddie Hearn. But us out here in the public and in social media and among boxing fans, we sitting out here arguing over the people that are splitting up the pie. And you got guys who've never negotiated anything sitting here saying how this promoter should move, what this should be. What have you ever done? What have you ever promoted? Have you thrown a birthday party? A wedding reception? Like, what have you done on any level to sit here and say what any of these people should be doing with their money? When all you look at is one fight and one fighter, or vice versa. It's just ridiculous to me. So I sit here as I get ready to get over here and see what they got going on with my mom. But I tell the dude, uh, this is on the Brian Custer video that I made a comment to this guy. He says that Top Rank, they should have negotiated further with Keith Thurman. When the word is, and I'm not telling you that I know that Keith Thurman said that his ask was $10 million. I have no way of verifying that. But in the video, in the interview with Brian Custer, Terence Crawford said, that Top Rank reached out to Keith Thurman and that the price was $10 million, and there was no further negotiation. So I tell this individual, I used to cut grass on the side. I used to mow lawns on the side, a little side hustle, and I would encounter potential customers or homeowners who would ask me to take on, them as an account and mow their lawn. And sometimes it would be, I'm out cutting at another house, at another property. Somebody stops, hey, I need my yard cut. And they tell me what their price is. I want, $25. And I'm like, I just listen to them. I tell them, the number for my company is on the side of the truck. Call me later. I'll talk to you. But I already know if you want your grass cut for $25, you're price hunting. I don't have to accept that price. And matter of fact, by my third or fourth year in mowing, I didn't follow up on those people. I don't want you. I don't need to go be somebody else's headache. How you doing? If you want your property cut for $25, you need to go find somebody that wants to do it for $25. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you why I want 30 or why I want 35. We don't need to talk no more. So the dude comes back to me and says, "Oh, you comparing mowing lawns and the boxing business and the business of boxing?" Nah, that's not what I was comparing. What I was trying to convey was Top Rank in dealing with their initial discussion with Keith Thurman. When he came out and told you $10 million, there is no sense to make a counter offer or to negotiate with him. I already know how much of a pain in the ass you are, and I'm moving on. There's no need for us to talk. So what I was trying to convey to this other dude was like the nature of negotiating. Top Rank simply made a decision that, hey, it's more of a hassle to try to make this fight with Keith Thurman, and we're just not even gonna entertain it. And I can respect that, because I don't understand, again, with fans trying to make fights. I really struggle with the fact that what real leverage did a Sean Porter or a Keith Thurman have after they lost? When you have this your first loss in Thurman's situation, or you have your second or third loss or whatever it was for Sean Porter, if I'm Top Rank or Bud Crawford, how are you now my best option for my next move? I mean, I know you have some name recognition and you were a former champion or whatever, but you're coming off of a loss and you want to dictate to me what your price is. You don't have a leg to stand on. Yeah, I know that I need a good opponent, and I know that I know what my needs are and what my objective is, but that just doesn't mean that you get to come to the table with an unreasonable price, and that I'm gonna invest time in figuring that out with you. I'm not trying to play favorites to Top Rank. I'm not trying to put down the PBC, but I just don't understand how Keith Thurman and Sean Porter really had good leverage to come into the situation and try to negotiate a fight. That makes no sense to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But anyway, I got to get ready to go over here and find out what's up with my mom. See if they started this procedure or whatever it is. I just had to come on here, man. I just struggle with. I really just struggle with the understanding of the business and the audacity and the ignorance. And because I'm trying to tell you, I'm gonna come out here and tell you, I'm not an insider. I don't make no calls to anybody. I don't know. I'm not looking at no contracts. I don't see any emails. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I see anything. I see what's happening, and I kind of get a read on the situation, and I talk through it or I think through it. But you just have a lot of individuals out here that you encounter. And I'm not saying that everybody online, that none of them don't know somebody. I mean, some guys, quietly, I watch some accounts, some dudes here and there. I listen to what they say, and then sometimes 2 months later or 4 weeks later, 5 weeks later, something that they said shakes out. I'm gonna tell you this. I had Jamel Herring. He came on and did a live stream with me. He's constantly in the camp with Bud Crawford. He came on before his last fight. Me and him did a live stream, and he told me, he said that I was asking him who was Bud's next opponent. Of course, he couldn't tell me anything. But on the live stream, if you go back and check it, he said, look, Bud has a really great opponent in the works. He said, but I can't say anything about it. He said, but if this fight gets made, there won't be any questions. There won't be any complaints about who it is. And I'm thinking that he's already talked. I'm thinking that Jamel Herring was talking about Manny Pacquiao. But, of course, like I said, he couldn't confirm that. But now, this week, and on that Brian Custer interview, Bud Crawford was on there saying that before this COVID situation happened, and at the end of 2019, they were trying to make that fight. But, the COVID situation happened, and, it went away. And now it looks like it could be Manny and Garcia at some point whenever they get back rolling. But anyway, that's as close as I have been to really hearing anything behind the scenes. Like I said, I just struggle with some of the guys out here that sit here and talk about what should be done, how it should be done. They have no skin in the game. They have no understanding that as a promoter, if you have 60 fighters or 30 fighters on your roster, every decision that you make isn't solely or singularly focused on this one particular fighter, even if that's your main fighter. Like, it has to fit into the business plan for the entire business. You got staff to pay. You have, like I said, you might have, out of those 60 fighters, you might have 15 prospects who you're losing money on. So to just sit here and senselessly say that any promoter, whether it's Eddie Hearn in Matchroom, whether it's PBC, whether it's Top Rank, it's foolish to sit here and say what any promoter should take or do to make a fight that you want, because there's other things that are at play. It's a lot of other factors at play. I'm not sitting here telling you I know exactly what all of those factors are, but some people, you just clearly see that they're strictly rocking off of the emotions that they have towards this one fight and this one fighter. And that's not how it works. Well, anyway, y'all enjoy y'all's day, man. I'm going to get out of here and go see what's up with my mom. I was just talking through some hypocrisy, some boxing business. And, I sometimes I don't even know what cats are talking about. Anyway, I got to take this call, man. Enjoy the fight this week. If I don't get back in here, Yeah, enjoy the card. Peace.